if I had a school in which I'd be able to make my own rules in teaching math and science, I would run it as the following. Let me explain it by an example. Many years ago, when I was in the elementary school, my dear teacher, started teaching multiplying numbers like this. She said, we got apples here, suppose they are apples. We got 5 of them here. We got another 5 apples here. I'm not gonna draw them again. And we got another 5 apples here. So here we got 5 plus 5 plus 5 apples. Here we got 3 5s, so this is 3 times 5. And which here is 15. And then and then she required us to memorize the multiplication table and also helped us to do that. And again, solve such problems on counting the number of objects. And then she went on to multiplying a multi-digit number into another multi-digit number. Like for instance, 34 times 21, something like this. And later, it took some sessions to, for her to teach the multiplication. But in my school, my teachers would not teach like that. They would start teaching similar to that, okay? But after they required the students to memorize the multiplication table or helping them to do that, they won't teach how to multiply a multi-digit number into another multi-digit number. But instead, they would talk more about the cases in which we need multiplication. Say the more hot cases, say more practical or touchable cases. For instance, this, they would talk about areas of shapes. as following. Okay, the area of a shape is how much room we got inside that shape, for instance this, and a bigger shape, say the area of a bigger shape is bigger, and the area of a rectangle is the length of this times the length of this. And who cares about the area of a rectangle? For instance, a farmer. A farmer who wants to sell his farm. The price of a farm is proportional to its area. A bigger farm is more expensive. Why? Because a farmer could have more vegetables in a bigger farm. Say, in this little farm, a farmer could have less vegetables, but here he or she could have more vegetables, so this is more expensive, and the farmer wants to, wants to sell his farm more expensive, say. He wants to gain much of money in selling his farm, and in order to do that, he needs to calculate the area of the farm. And then she or he would give the students what is the area of a triangle as following. The area of a triangle is this perpendicular times, and this is the middle of this, times the length of this. And here's, and why do we need the area of a triangle? Here's another example. Not all lands are rectangular, and sometimes we got the lands in some strange shapes like this. And in order to calculate here, another one who cares about the area of a land is government, because it wants to take taxes from the owners of the lands. So bigger land means more taxes. And in order to find the area of this land, we should divide it into triangles, like this. Here we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 triangles. And the area of the land is the sum of the areas of each triangle. And then she could have more examples on multiplication. For instance, force equals to pressure times area. And the teacher would go on like this. A hydraulic engineer who wants to design a tank which would contain some liquid, a tank like this, for instance. It should know the forces the liquid inside applying on its parts in order to choose a right material or right shape for the tank, so it would not collapse. And the force, the water, and it is a huge amount of water. Heavy would be a heavy water, okay, which may destroy this tank if the engineer did not design it well. So, and the force, the water applying on, for instance, on this side is the pressure of the water times the area of this side. This is a triangle. In order to find its area, we should, the area would be the middle of this is this point, and also the perpendicular meets this at this point. So the area of this is this one times this side, the length of this. Okay,